The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Us three, we like to follow the law.
We do.
The letter of the law, actually.
Very
big on
law-abiding
it.
citizens.
Yeah. And when we want something, we go and buy it. With our money, no, sorry, Sean goes and borrows it from one of his neighbours. But Natalie and I will go and buy it.
No, that's true.
With our own money. This is actually a really clever idea, though, to be honest.
Nathan,
And you
don't
shouldn't
say
do it.
that.
You shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
morally
the
wrong.
fencing around the children's playground and Flying Fox at Raymond Park in Lathlane has been stolen.
So the fencing around a
Yep.
children's playground.
Yeah.
It's high fencing too, like it's 1.8.
Yep. And so
Someone's
someone's
trying to keep their dog in.
like someone's done the measurements. They've gone right there. We need fencing, and they've
Yeah.
gone to Lemon Park. And
Yeah.
that's
That'll do.
That's
That's
what
gonna
they're
work.
doing. They've waited
Hey,
for the dark of
gonna work.
night, and they've taken the fence. I
Oh,
think.
that's
I mean,
the effort required.
if you
to
are
do
walking
that.
past it and going, "Oh, look, someone's thrown out this old fence around this playground." It's the way
they've
you
taken
look
the
at it.
time to throw it out and dig it
Frame
into
it.
the ground.
You yell at people saying, anyone?
Is this anybody's?
Is this anyone's?
Look, it's just laying here.
And then no one claims it. Well, I asked everyone.
Technically,
That's it.
on the verge, right?
It's on the verge, Natalie. So it's the way you look at it.
Framing, Nathan,
well,
is very
technically,
important.
Nathan, everyone's fence is then therefore on the verge.
To be honest, when we look at it, you know. But the thing about fences and stuff is you don't think that people will take permanent structures. So if you walk outside and your letterbox is gone, that's unusual because your letterbox is just rammed in the ground. When someone has to dig something out,
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's
that
something
happens
that
with
you can
people's
just
trees.
pick up and take away, you go like easily. You go. I understand. Not that I'm condoning the theft of it.
No, but we
I
understand
can
we're getting on the
understand
mindset.
the ease with which
Natalie,
it can be taken.
like a granny flat, right?
Yes.
I don't think many granny flats have been stolen, but a caravan, yes. And that's your fault because you put it on wheels.
I've always thought about that. One thing that I've always thought about is stealing someone's boat, to be honest. That's what I thought. Because they see it on the verge, you see it there, and you just go,
And you know Sean bought then because
putting it out
tonight
there.
Sean was going to do it. And he's got, wait, this is too much of a correlation. So he just has to work it in his, wait, I've got a month time, we've got to work
can we
it.
point
Do you know
out
what I mean?
that is the one thing that he's thought about, though.
But you're right,
So
so
many
Sean.
times,
They are
like,
sitting
I like that.
outside.
Well,
They are
why
sitting
wouldn't I
out-
just take
Sean,
it? 'Cause
they
I
are
can hook
sitting
it up.
outside, and all you need is a tow ball.
It might be
You'd have to go,
$3.50
and you have to go and
total.
take someone's tow ball. There's a left out behind their car.
Okay, so just a quick shout out to the good people of Bicton. Just put a tracker on your boats just for the next. He'll
just saying.
forget in a couple of weeks' time, but just
saying.
for the love of God.
Yeah. We want to know about
But it is on wheels, you know.
permanent structure theft, right? So something that someone can take your wallet, someone can break and
Yes.
take your TV, something that they have had to get the tools out to dislodge or dismantle or take down and take with them, and you're like, wait there, or how did they do that? How did they dig up our entire fence at the middle of the night?
Yes.
How did they steal our
How do you
underground pool?
transport that home?
I know.
Like, so, and then you've got to put it up again. Would you put it up the same night, or is that and go?
And also,
the neighbours are not going to go. You've got
there.
your
But also, say this fence was like gold, right? And it's a very like recognisable gold fence and the thing. What if you take something too recognisable that you can't use for a fair while until it's got out of people's brains? And people walk in and go, "Hey, that's the thing from thing." They live in the same community as you.
Yeah, but it'll just be that it'll be the fence, the same fence. It looks like everyone's fence. I would think,
Yeah.
don't you think? The mesh one.
Has anyone ever taken anything that should permanently be?
Oh, so this isn't a permanent thing, but this is they did steal from a part. Steal.
Oh, well, tell me what it is.
forever.
What is
Or
the thing?
forever.
What is the thing?
Okay, you judge if this is a crime or not. So friends of mine, this is quite a few years ago, actually, they lived in a house where they're having people over and the lawn was not good.
Yep.
And so one of the guys said, I saw down at that park near us, they've rolled up the lawn.
Well, that's their own fault.
Fantastic.
And they're like, are they
lawn-
not going to roll that out again, are they?
Lawn
What
to
do
me
they
is
do
a
that?
permanent thing. So
Maybe,
they've rolled it
yes,
up.
that's right. So they went and rehomed the lawn
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
in their backyard, and so they because that under cover of darkness, which suggests they didn't think it was legal, and then they rolled it out, and then in the light of day, because it had come from a sporting field, all the lines that were on the lawn were going in the wrong direction.
Just get some green paint.
So
mate.
it looked
You'll be all over
it looked like dyslexic
problem.
lawn.
Yes.
It looked like one of those wooden puzzles, Sean, where you have to slide one out and then slide one in to make the
Became
picture.
modern art.
But
Is that a crime? Do you think that's a crime?
Natalie, okay, ready? I'm walking down
Had
the street.
they- if
I'm
they-
walking down the street and I'm a lawn lover. All right? So I'm walking down the street, lawn lover, and then I see someone that's not using lawn correctly. Lawn's supposed to be flat on the ground, and instead they've rolled it
Yeah.
up into scrolls. They're giving it away.
They made it too easy to take. And also, like, had they gone and dug the lawn up themselves,
So
that's
if I'm
theft.
walking past lawn, I don't even place a
But
lawn.
if
I
it's
take some
already
lawn.
rolled up, it suggests that they're getting rid of it.
I think
right?
people have dug other
Here's the
people's
deal.
lawn up. For
There's
sure.
a couple of things here. right? So I would like to speak to people that have had something permanent stolen. So it's not supposed to move. It's not fixing.
It required a significant degree of effort to take it.
That, or if you've been like Natalie's friends, or been like these people possibly in the park and walk by and go, oh, is no one using this? Is anyone using this? Anyone using this?
At 1 a.m?
Is anyone using this? No, there's no one that answered us. And then like,
and then they went, start the car.
You know, 'cause like, and it's not stealing when you think about it. Susan, hi.
Good morning. How you going?
Good, Susan.
Good,
Okay, so
Susan.
we're talking about the theft of fixed structures. What happened?
Well, I bought myself a very fancy letterbox, which was quite expensive.
It's exciting when that happens.
Cemented it in.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks later, get up, no letterbox, and somebody had reversed up, put obviously a rope around it, and dragged it down the street and dumped it in the park.
Oh, come on.
Oh, so they didn't want to. They just didn't want you to have
it. It's on an
it.
ATM. You need to drag down and see
And
if money
then-
comes out. What's the point of that?
So we retrieved it and brought it home and sort of painted it up, and then we decided, right, we'll put it back in. So we put in like all these bricks on the bottom and more cement,
Yeah.
and then they did it again.
Oh.
And then
Well, the Cowboys
was
at
it
heart.
found again down at the park?
I can't honestly remember, but I think I gave up at that point
What
and
was
bricked in a solid letterbox.
What was the end game of that?
Well, they must have been someone who might have known you at the time. Susan thought this would be
Do you
hilarious.
think they knew and liked her, or Sean? Do you think it was a joke? I don't think.
Yes.
I think
Might have
jokes.
started off
I don't
that
think jokes lend themselves to destruction of
I mean,
one's
yeah,
property.
that's vandalism, yeah.
No, but like,
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
maybe it's
Maybe
like...
it wasn't me they didn't like. It might have been the husband at the time.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, maybe it's like the old-fashioned version of, you know, how, like, Sean, you went through this, you told the story about when you've sent somebody a message and by mistake, and then you've got to throw their phone into the river. So they might have sent a letter and then went, I regret that, let's get rid of the letterbox.
But also, you know what?
True.
Yeah?
True.
She tapped on it and she said it could have been the husband at the time. Imagine being with someone everyone hates. And then,
Is that what the case was, Susan? A lot of enemies he had?
Well, I can't confirm and deny on the radio because there's still legal proceedings in place.
oh,
But, you know,
God,
Well,
but
that
she's
says
not
it
in.
all.
But
That
she's
says
not
it
in.
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Blink twice. Okay, got it.
Allegedly.
Thank you, Susan. Not a real name, obviously.
No.
Rachel's from the Vines. Hi, Rach.
Hello.
Hi,
Right,
Rach.
Rach. What sort of permanent thing got pinched?
So we had 4 frangipani trees that were all like good sizes down the side of our house,
Yeah.
and they were my pride and joy.
Yeah.
All 4 of them one night got taken.
From the roots down?
Yeah, from the roots we pulled the whole thing out the ground. So we had some offcuts because we cut the branches and grew them ourselves. We
Yes.
put them back in,
Yep.
and a couple of weeks later they went again.
Oh, my God.
Can
That's
I
like
tell you,
using you as a
frangipani-
bloody nursery.
Frangipani is a hot on the market, right?
Yeah,
So,
but they grow really easily by propagating
They
them
do.
like that.
They
So
do.
just do that.
I saw some in a plant shop the other day, and they were like $40, right? And so it's tiny little like a stick of frangipani that you'll give someone for free, you know, Rach. So anyway, Dad the other day, their property is just littered with frangipanis, right? And they're really big and overgrown. This woman drove past and stopped the car and went and knocked on Mum and Dad's door and said, "Excuse me, can I have some cuttings from your frangipani tree?" And Dad said, "No worries." Anyway, she proceeded to cut most of the tree down. And Dad was carrying loads back with her and never stopped her. And he's like, so most of the trees gone.
He said
I said,
yes.
"Dad, one of those little ones like $50, Dad."
Yeah, she go off to sell them.
Dude.
Yeah, we've got heaps at our house. They come up well.
Thanks, Rach. Marissa's in Yangebup. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Marissa. What got nicked?
Oh, so I grew up in a traditional Italian household, equipped with beautiful white lions, which were cemented on the front.
Amazing.
When I was younger, if I drove past your house when I was
Rich.
visiting from Kalgoorlie,
Thought
it
you
would
were
have been
rich.
the one. We would have, Mum, go past the house again. It's got
Big white columns.
big white
Money.
columns.
They've got money, those people.
Olympus.
Yeah,
Yep.
they were beautiful, but I think also they were kind of drew too much attention. And I remember one night when I was a teenager, we woke up to the lions missing. And they were concreted onto the front brick fence.
And they were the
so we
size
had-
probably of a big dog, weren't they? They were actually nearly
They were
life size.
huge.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yeah,
concrete,
they
so
would have
heavy.
been 300 or 400 kilos.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were devastated, but then we later found them down the street. Whoever had taken them had obviously given up because they were so heavy.
Oh, yeah, mate.
And they were all poor smashed noses.
I thought you would have left one hump in the other, wouldn't you? Because they always remind me of the two statues that come to life in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, right.
The Gotti
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
There you go.
Oh, Marissa. So they went to so much effort and then just dumped them anyway.
Oh, too
I know,
heavy now.
I know. No, but we salvaged them and they made it back on the fence.
I've got a
great.
question,
Yeah,
right?
Extra concrete, extra cement.
That era of housing where certain nationalities would love to adorn the places with giant lions, can you buy giant house lions anymore? Because they're of an
I don't think
era.
I've ever seen them.
Giant house
Yeah.
lions.
There's a shop on South Street, kind of South
Called Giant
Street,
House Lions?
and what's that? Stock
Where
Road,
Bunnings
maybe?
is, Nat?
No, not where Bunnings is, but it sells lots of big concrete things.
So that would be
And I
where
don't
you're
know if they've got lines, but they've got like
an octopus.
a rhinoceros and an elephant and
as
things like
if
that.
you would have on your
Stock
two.
Road.
Yes, you know the one I'm talking about.
okay.
Yeah. So do you reckon they would have a line? They'd have a line, wouldn't they?
Yep, we're going to go past. I'll go past there today. There's a line on the loose.
Sean, if you go past it today, will you get us one? No, pick us up. We'll give it away.
You've
Maybe
got
I think
I'll
I'll pick
pick
it
up
up.
the price.
You've got a BT50, so just wait in the
mate,
back.
In the back,
Yeah,
mate.
in
I'll
Melbourne,
take
that's
a ton.
Well, yeah,
Sean, give the prize away.
Three very good people then.
Okay, we're going to go back to Susan with the $300 voucher for Herdsman Market. Spoil your mother this Mother's Day at the Herdsman Market.
So you
Yeah,
hated
that's a good
Rachel and
idea.
Marissa? Is that what it was?
You can draw a conclusion.
Sean just connected to the way Susan said she had a dud husband.
Sean, she's calling you a dud.
No,
Am I? Is
Natalie
that what
is.
I said?
Nah, Natalie
Did
is.
I say that? I didn't say
Explain
those
to Sean.
words.
Sean's
wrong?
Sean's
Is
not
she
getting
wrong?
humour today. Check out her Instagram.
That's true.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Morning, everybody.
Natalie,
Good morning.
it's official. The chimney
Yeah.
smoke is black.
It certainly is. I noticed it this morning when I drove in. I thought, geez, it's dark.
the
That's
chimney smoke is black.
coming
No
in from the
Pope
Sistine
yet.
Chapel.
No Pope yet.
It's. I mean, the fact that the whole world is now just watching a chimney.
Isn't it amazing when
It
they
was
find
last
out?
time. It went forever
Yeah.
last
Isn't it
time.
amazing when they find out like internet and like
Oh, yeah,
Twitter.
instead of putting
Yeah.
the smoke, yeah.
Wait, what are
Yeah.
you saying? We don't smoke. We
Don't
write
need
down,
smoke signals
tell
anymore.
people things. On
We
the-
just put it on
Yeah.
X
on the
or something,
web,
do we?
on the World Wide Web.
Straight on to
We just ring Perth now. We say, here it is.
It's so strange. So, where did that come from originally? Because it was did God tell them that was what He wanted?
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be like
Yeah.
because it does predate Twitter.
So
the
God
process,
came down and said, "Hey, this is the deal."
I mean,
like a whole bunch
where
of
does
More than
where
we're
does-
doing this smoke thing. I know it's crazy, but like,
Where does any of it come
I haven't done
from?
the internet yet. And they go, "What's the internet?" Anyway, so
There's still hundreds of thousands of people in waiting every
Yeah.
single night waiting for
sitting
this
there.
to
I
happen.
know,
Yeah.
but like, who invented it?
well, they did.
Well,
No, but like-
Trish
but like-
might be able to find out.
But is it a
what the
religious?
origin-
Is it from a part of the Bible, or if they just went, "Hey, I've got a great idea. Why don't we just announce it by the colour of smoke?"
I don't know what the answer is.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So what is pink? You know, do they have a whole
It's
array of-
essentially
Pink's a gay
like
pope.
it's essentially
gonna
a
happen for a while, Sean.
gender reveal.
Or it
Gender
has.
reveal, yeah, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to know, is that part of the God, like saying, "Hey, do it," or they decide?
There'll be something that'll be linked along the journey.
Okay, have you done anything?
Sam,
Teresa?
you're a Catholic.
Yes, gone back to
I've-
my old school. Actually, they taught us this in Catholic school.
Did they? Really?
No, they didn't.
No, I
It's just,
think so.
As if you would have been
I don't
paying
listen to a lot of
attention,
things.
I wasn't listening either. No, I don't know. They just throw the ballots. It's the ballots that of all
So
the
they're
votes.
burning the
Yeah,
paper.
So the internet will not tell us who invented that process.
I guess it's just an old one.
It does.
What is
Oh, it does.
David, our boss here, and Sam's giving an official warning
you're
now.
Fired. You're fired.
Sorry,
The
David.
current method of election was established by Pope Gregory X in 1274.
No, but doesn't explain
1274, but why?
Well, it
So that's you're just saying.
In 1274, they
Hang on,
didn't.
Natalie,
Did they have
go
the
in.
internet in 1274?
No, David, you're just talking about the conclave, not the actual smoke as the announcement
Yes,
of whether
David.
they
No.
voted a pope or not.
Okay, I'm going to fill the gaps here. Given it was 1274, they would have
David.
that would have been able to show the villagers out there that the
Yes.
smoke would be the only way.
Are we when you type it into Google, did that question pop up as someone has already asked it? Are we the first people to ask that
No,
question in the
you
world?
asked ChatGPT, didn't you? Yeah.
They know
You don't
the
ask
truth.
Google anything.
Well, that's why. That's why their shares plummeted yesterday. $265 million.
did it.
Yeah, because the Apple executive just under oath, he was talking about things, and he said, "Oh, Google's starting to drop off this month." So everyone, who had
better
Google
get
shares-
off
But
that
I have to
then.
tell you, the stocks are like soaring in chimneys at the moment,
Chimneys.
Sean. Chimneys.
Well, we talk about it now.
If anyone does know why they do it, no, honestly, someone out there might know.
I don't know. Is the
Well,
Archbishop?
that's the reason.
Is the Archbishop listening?
Yeah,
Get on
if
board?
there's the nuns and stuff listen to us. Sisters,
Sister Act.
Or
It's in
fathers
town.
in town.
It's in town.
Sisters or fathers, or reverends. If anyone knows what reverends, yeah.
No, we don't have reverends in the Catholic
And
Church.
celebrants, I don't know. If you know why they do it that way, and if it's linked to the Bible, I'm very.
I think my answer is because back in the day in 1270.
1265 or something. Yeah, 1274.
I've just had a data breach and the internet was down.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
Okay, so we're
You
answering
never
the big
enough
questions
pigeons to be able to
today.
fly to individual houses and say, hey, the vote's still going.
Yeah.
We had some questions about the papal conclave and why they started telling everybody whether they've had a successful vote or not with the colour of the smoke up the chimney.
I'm confident on my answer, which is back in the 1270s, which is when they had to let the rest of the villagers know, and the only way to do that was via the chimney.
Well,
The chimney.
The chimney. Because they didn't.
Chim-chim-charoo?
They didn't have some sort of town crier.
Top, and then everyone else can see, you know.
no,
Okay, there's no Pope today.
I just think it's such an important part of the process that I think, is it linked to some of God or Jesus, I don't know, who's in charge, their magic? Is it part of them, their story? And
No,
they
no,
said, I don't know. I wasn't there.
I'm saying I'm pretty confident.
Were you there?
Well, I'm Catholic, so the answers come to you when you're Catholic.
Nathan, he's made up. We've got somebody to call in.
Excuse me,
Well,
Natalie
he's
Locke.
made up. It was a book that was written. Aaron gave us a call. Aaron from Caversham, good morning.
Good morning, Nathan, Nat and Sean. How you going?
Hey, Aaron.
We better start fighting in a minute. We need to know. We need this question answered. Are you going to answer this question for us?
Look, it was a very intriguing question, but just before you cut to the song, Nathan, you mentioned that you should see the price of the chimneys lately. They've really gone up.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree. They've really gone through the roof.
Aaron, how do you know this?
You're calling us to talk about the price of chimneys.
I just could not resist that.
Chimney. All right.
Okay, sorry, Aaron, how do you know the price of chimneys have gone up?
Well, they're going through the roof.
Well, how? How do you know?
No, that's a joke. Chimney prices are
Chimneys
going
literally go through the roof.
So you're going to tell me I recently bought a chimney?
Sean thought
Sorry, I recently bought a chimney.
Sean wanted to invest all that money he got from selling his Secret Harbour house into the chimney industry. No,
Think about it though. That was really mean to Sean, by the way.
Can I go? Clearly, I'm not up for today.
But I don't know anyone that's bought a chimney.
Surely they're just built into your house, aren't they?
Aaron, Jesus.
Yeah, but the people that build them into the house have to buy a chimney. How much is a chimney?
No, they just build them in, don't they?
No, but if someone has to buy it.
No, there's a difference between a chimney and a flue.
I'm talking about a chimney.
You can have secret horses, Sean, but you can't have a secret chimney.
That's right. Everybody knows
Put
about
up your secret chimney,
Aaron,
Sean.
good work by you. Terrible by me. I'm on the bench from here on in.
He still doesn't get it, though.
Thank you, Aaron, for being so up and about so early.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
At the moment, there is a lot of focus on a very small regional town in Victoria called Morwell. The reason being that the trial of the alleged mushroom poisoner
Yes.
This is the thing.
is happening.
The thing about it, though, is forever, whether you're found guilty or innocent, when someone Googles your name, it's going to have like a mushroom killer.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a character that was going to take out Noddy.
Yeah. Well, Channel 9's Amber Johnson, who also used to work with us here at Nova 937.
Oh, Amber.
Has gone on to bigger and better
guys.
things.
She's
Hi,
famous.
Amber. We've been watching you report on this every night.
We're so proud of you, Amber.
Oh, I miss you guys. How have you all been?
Oh,
We
you
are
know,
wonderful.
we're
But
just-
we've been following this story as the world has, and, you know, true
crime podcast.
True crime podcast.
Yes.
Kicking off. So, apart from you being down there and other reporters, Amber, is there a lot of other people who are doing this stuff?
Oh, Shawnee, it has been massive. Probably, well, definitely the biggest trial I've ever covered.
So heaps of field mushroom reporters.
literally. No, it's amazing because, I mean, as you just said, it's this small town in Victoria called Morwell, which is about a 2-hour drive away from Melbourne.
Yeah.
And we have the world's media down here. So, of course, we've got all of the local Victorian media. We have journalists from all across Australia, but international media as well. And there's even Stan down here filming a 3-part docu-series.
Oh!
I heard Curtis Stone's heading down there for Coles as well.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Amber, the town's not obviously built, it doesn't have the facilities to house that many visitors. Where's everybody staying? The local motel must be going nuts. What's happening?
Oh, I tell you what, if you were to set up a little coffee van at the front of the Morwell Court, you would be doing a roaring trade.
Wow.
So, yeah, the accommodation is all booked up, but all the locals have been so lovely. So everyone's staying in town. The accommodation's booked up. We found the local coffee shop, the Daily. We've been getting our coffees there every morning. Staff have just been absolutely gorgeous. So it's been a really interesting experience. It's probably the busiest the town has been for quite some time.
Oh, no doubt.
It's really interesting thing, isn't it, really? Because everyone in the world is probably having a joke about the mushrooms, the mushroom component of it. And so that brings up lightheartedness. Many people were killed. And it's happening in a small town. A lot of small towns have gone through some real tragedies and they've got a dark past. But yet it's got a weird, fun twist on it because of the word of mushroom. Is that not insane? Because people are having a laugh about it. So is this town, how are they wearing this news? Are they wearing it as a shame? Are they wearing it as like a badge of honour? What is it like for the town?
Well, it's unusual because I think the allegations attached to the case are quite unique. The fact that it's alleged that Erin Patterson poisoned her in-laws with death cap mushrooms. I mean, you don't hear of that often. But we have to remember that this is a triple murder trial as well, and there are some local people who lost their lives after this lunch. So it's been really mixed emotions. If anything, locals have probably been really intrigued to know the details of the case every day. So we've been having locals coming up to us asking what has the jury heard today, who's been in the witness box today, what has Erin Patterson's reaction been in court. So there's been a lot of interest and intrigue around the case, that's for sure.
Amber, just on the defence side of things, is it as basic as Erin's defence saying that she didn't know, she dried out these mushrooms and she didn't know? Basically that's the defence?
Yeah, so basically the prosecution is alleging that she intentionally and deliberately poisoned her in-laws with death cap mushrooms. But the defence argument is that it was all a tragic accident. And she didn't deliberately serve the poisoned food to her guests. And they basically said when her lunch guests fell ill after eating the food that she prepared, she panicked.
Why didn't she fall ill? Sorry, what's the official? So she didn't have part of. You wouldn't make your mushrooms separate. So is there any?
Yeah, that's the allegation that the prosecution has put forward. So the prosecution says or alleges that when she served this meal, she served. So there were 5 people in total. So Erin Patterson plus her 4 in-laws. The prosecution alleges that she served their beef Wellingtons on the same coloured plate. So they were a larger dark grey plate. And they allege that her meal was served on a smaller orange-coloured plate. So the prosecution is saying that she didn't eat those mushrooms. That's their allegation. But the prosecution also says that she faked having the symptoms after the fact. Right.
But some people have their favourite plate, though. You know what I mean? Like the Queen, she ate all of her stuff, had a certain bit of Tupperware that she ate all the time.
It's hard. I
mean, that's for the jury to decide.
No, I'm just throwing around what some of the arguments could be.
100%, Nathan. 100%.
You know what it is? I feel really...
Or getting back to it, you've only got a certain amount of plates, therefore there's going to be one that's different. I don't know if that was real or not, but it is.
That's actually what the defence has said. This is what the defence put to the jury.
Sean.
So the defence said, you know, we're going to put the idea out there. What if she has a number of different coloured plates and different size plates, and they were all a bit mismatched?
But I talked about this morning. Was it in a set of 4? Was it in a set of 6? Did she was the one missing, and did she have to make another plate? Because in my world, you don't buy any less than 6 plates. Because, I mean, you might only need 4, but you can't think that small.
Kids, Nathan. Maybe one of them
they smashed them.
A smashed plate.
It depends how many mates you have as well. I mean, how many people are you having over at your house?
But here's the thing, though. I know, isn't that amazing? I know that at that night I would have survived because I don't eat mushrooms. So if someone was after me trying to kill me with mushrooms, and then I say I don't eat mushrooms, they would have to have done their homework to find out.
Would you have known if you go over to someone's house and they say, "Here's your beef Wellington"? Do you know?
I know beef Wellington has mushrooms in it. Yeah, I know.
But now because of this.
No. I watch Gordon Ramsay, his Nightmare Kitchen or whatever. He does beef Wellingtons. What is it? Hell's Kitchen. He does beef Wellingtons. So I know beef Wellingtons, but I don't think that I would have been murdered So
They'd find a way.
Amber, where do you sit on that? Are you a mushroom eater, or would you survive?
Has this put you off?
Oh, you know what? I am a mushroom girl,
the
Shawnee,
smell.
but now that you ask me, it's been a long time since I've had mushrooms.
Well, for good reason. You're a
the only person that could have killed me, the only person that could have had the opportunity to kill me was our Prime Minister, because we had mushrooms on our plate that night, and I ate them because of the peer pressure. The PM pressure.
Oh, of course.
Did you see the
Naturally.
colour of Elbo's plate that night?
Yeah, different. Amber, we'll continue to watch your excellent reporting from this case. It has captivated the world, so there's a lot of focus on it. And still, what's the timeline? How much longer do you think you're going to be living your life in Morwell?
Oh, guys, so we have literally moved our lives down to this town. We are almost 2 weeks in, and I have just over a month left.
Have you got a favourite place to eat now? Is there a little shop there that sells a good sausage roll or something? What do you got?
You know what? Two highlights.
Yeah.
So number one, the Daily, the local cafe down the road.
So that's your coffee?
They do the best coffee in town.
Oh,
really
that's
yummy
the best
lunch.
coffee in town. Get going, yeah.
In town, the only coffee in town. The best coffee in town. The staff there, absolute legends. So I go down in the morning, have a good yap to them every morning.
Yeah.
But also, we went to this gorgeous Chinese restaurant in Morwell
Classic.
called. I have to try to pronounce it.
Lucky Dragon?
It might come across like a swear word.
Yeah.
Bon Lock, I believe. Bon Lock. Gorgeous family who had the restaurant for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And they just bought us absolutely rotten. It was this beautiful yum cha style. So we did a big...
Did you say no mushrooms, please?
No mushrooms.
Mushroom sales in Morwell have plummeted. It's you. Amber, we'll check in again with you probably in a week or two and get the latest and see how you're faring. But thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
I'd love that. Miss you guys.
Oh,
it was
you're
lovely
amazing,
chatting.
dude.
Good on you, Amber.
Amber Johnson, crime reporter from Channel 9.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.